After sealing the tunnel and leaving the lighthouse behind, Emma couldn't rest. She'd destroyed a wartime secret, yes, but questions haunted her. Why had her grandfather hidden it? Who else knew? And was she really the last to touch Tidebreaker? She returned to the city, but strange things began happening. Her apartment door was open one evening. Files from the lighthouse had been taken. And someone began leaving her anonymous notes. "You shouldn't have burned it." The handwriting looked eerily familiar, just like the one on her grandfather's final letter. Emma reached out to a retired naval officer mentioned in the journal, Commander Alcott. He met her reluctantly in a quiet park. "I told him to destroy it," he said. "That thing, it was never meant to exist. But the government wanted to dig it up again." Emma pressed him. "Why didn't he tell anyone?" "He tried. They silenced him. So he went dark." Alcott gave her one last warning. "If anyone finds out you were there, they'll come for you too." Suddenly, Emma wasn't just the keeper of a legacy, she was a target. She returned to Seabridge secretly. There, she found something she missed the first time. A hidden drawer in the lighthouse base filled with old correspondence. One letter stood out. It was from her grandmother, whom Emma thought had died young. It revealed the truth. Her grandfather wasn't hiding Tidebreaker from the world. He was hiding it from his own superiors. He had once been ordered to deploy it but refused. It caused the death of a close friend during testing. He buried the guilt, and the weapon, literally. As Emma pieced the past together, one more clue emerged. A second tunnel leading away from the lighthouse. She had never noticed it before because it was flooded. With help from a local diver, she followed it. At the far end they found a cave. And in it, another device. Smaller. More advanced. Not a prototype, an upgrade. One her grandfather hadn't destroyed. And a journal. It ended with the words, "If this is ever found, finish what I couldn't." Emma turned the first page with shaking hands. This version was never tested. "I finished it in silence. No one else knows it exists. If you're reading this, I am likely dead and the choice is now yours." She read on. Her grandfather's words were more personal here, less technical, more conflicted. He wrote of the years after he'd buried the original Tidebreaker, how guilt ate at him, how he couldn't stop imagining someone else rebuilding it. So he rebuilt it himself. To understand it. To control it. This is not a weapon, not anymore. It's a warning. A relic. A line I never crossed. Emma sat in the damp silence of the cave, the water dripping behind her like a slow clock. The upgraded Tidebreaker gleamed faintly, untouched by rust. It was smaller, transportable. Contained. Lucas stood back, his eyes scanning the chamber. "What are you going to do?" he asked. She didn't answer right away. 7 years passed. Emma Wallace lived quietly, teaching maritime history at a university 2 hours inland. To her students, she was brilliant but private. She never spoke of her past. Never mentioned the lighthouse. The journal remained locked in a fireproof box beneath her floorboards. The world moved on, wars flared, treaties broke, oceans rose, but Tidebreaker stayed buried. The second chamber, once sealed, had never shifted. Emma made sure of it. She returned each year, alone, checking for signs of disturbance. There were none. Until the letter came. Unmarked envelope. No return address. Inside, a photograph. It showed a sonar scan of a coastline. Not Seabridge, but another place. Another continent. And beside the scan, 3 words handwritten on a torn scrap. "We found it." Emma stood at her window for a long time, watching the wind move through the trees like a silent tide. Her time as guardian was over. Now she would need to act. She opened a drawer, removed the journal, and packed a small case. Because Tidebreaker was no longer just a buried weapon. It was awake somewhere else. And only she knew how to stop it.